So the question of the day is, what are UDIMs? UDIM. Well, let's check it out. This video has been made possible by Leidschendam, the creators of Keyshot. Okay everybody, so we're in Maya 2019 and today we're going to be talking about UDIMs, and that is spelled U-D-I-M, right? So what it is, it's a type of texture layout in your UVs, but instead of talking about it, I'll show you, so hopefully you'll understand better. And I'm going to show you on a model that's readily available in Maya, so we're all on the same page here and you can follow along, right? So in order for us to open that up, what we're going to do is we're going to go and make sure that we're in the modeling menu, and then we're going to go up to, let's see, generate. Where'd it go? Right here, generate. We're going to go to get brush, open that up. This used to be called a visor in the old Maya versions. Now it's this, that's what it is. And what we're going to do is we're going to go in here. And let's see, we're going to go under the modeling tab. We're going to go to sculpting base meshes. We're going to go to animals. And let's see, there's a shark here somewhere. Let's see, yeah, there it is. We're going to double click on this shark guy. We'll give it a sec. And if we now scroll out, you'll see that there's our shark, but he's very large. So we're going to hit R, we're going to scale it down. And then we're going to hit F to get it back in frame. I hate this color, so I'm just going to right click, go to assign new material and select a new Lambert, and there you go. All right, so we should all have this shark in place right now. Okay, so this shark is already UV'd, and I'll show you. We'll just close down the attribute editor. We're going to go in here to UV and UV editor, and I'll bring this in, and we'll zoom in a little bit, and there you have it. You can see that this guy is UV'd. Now, whether it's properly UV'd or not, that doesn't matter. It's the fact that it is UV'd. Okay. Now this is a pretty low poly model, but let's say you have a crazy detailed model, or you have certain areas of your model where you want to have a lot of texture detail. Now the restriction that you got right now is that you have a 0 to 1 and a 0 to 1 space in this square, right? That covers your entire model. So if you were to go into, let's say, Photoshop to hand paint this, you would have a very limited space to work with, and therefore the resolution wouldn't be too great. And what you want is to have a lot more playing room, if you will, right? So the idea here is, instead of having one tile for your texture layout with the individual components of your model, to have multiple. And what you can do with the UDIMs is you can have, instead of one, you could have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so forth, and you can go way up to literally hundreds, right? Now, that wouldn't make sense for this model. Like I said, it's very low poly, but if you got something that's crazy detailed, like the model of a city or whatnot, it would make sense, right? So how do you create those UDIMs, and how does that work? But more importantly, how do you work on that when you need to texture your model, right? So what we're going to do here is we're going to go into this screen right here. I'm going to right click and go to UV shell. I'm going to drag select all of them, so I got everything selected. And then I'm going to right click again. I'm going to go down to modify. We're going to go to layout, and I'm going to release that on the little option box checker right there, right? When you do that, you will get this layout UVs options window. Now, I'm going to go up here to edit and reset, so we're all on the same page. And if you scrub down here, you get a couple of options to choose from. For example, the texture map size. Let's say I want that to be 2K. Now that will be per individual UV tile, right? So, but the important thing here is the number of tiles you want in the U direction, which is to the right, and the number of tiles you want in the V direction, which is up. Now I want 5 going from left to right, and then I want 1 layer on top of that. So I'm going to go to 5 right there. We'll go to 2 right there. And when you do this, make sure you have your UV shells selected, otherwise it won't work. And then we're going to hit apply. And there you go. Now, keep in mind that this doesn't solve scaling issues. So for example, here you have the entire side of this shark in a 0 to 1 space, and then you have a very small piece of this shark that fills the entire tile. So from a scaling standpoint, you need to sort that out. So you need to project your checker pattern on and so forth. For example, here the wing has very small checkers, the body has big checkers, so you need to sort that out, right? So if I were to go in here, let's say, I don't know which one that is. Okay, this one right here. I would have to select that guy, and I would have to go in there and hit R and scale that to the point where they have a similar size and so forth, right? But that's beside the point, so let's ignore that for now, right? Okay, so we're going to turn this off. We got this now projected in multiple tiles, and that's what this video is about. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 different tiles. Now that's 5 to the right, 2 above. Keep in mind that each tile here is numbered. So this is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you would think that this is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, but it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, right? So 1 goes to 11, 2 goes to 12, and so forth. Now that you know that you have a lot more space to work on your textures per UV shell. But how does that represent itself if you, for example, go into Substance Painter? So what we're going to do here is I'm going to minimize this, right click, go to object mode, select our entire shark here, and I'm going to go up to File, Export Selection, and on my other screen I'm just going to select that as a shark OBJ and export that to my desktop. I assume you know how to save a file. So Export Selection, yes, there we go. And then we're going to go into Substance Painter and I'll show you what I mean. Okay guys, here we are. This is Substance Painter 2019.1.2. So it's a brand new one. And what we're going to do is we're going to go up to File. We're going to go to New. And as per usual, you need to select the template. I'm going to leave this at PBR Metal Rough, which is fine. We need to select the file. So I'm going to go in here and select our shark, which will be this guy. There you go. And here, this is very important. It says create a texture set per UDIM tile. Now we have 10 UDIM tiles, so we need to have a texture set for each, so make sure you have that selected, right? Here you can check what kind of document resolution you want. Let's set that to 2K, and then your normal map format, depending on whether you are creating this for, let's say, Unreal Engine or something else, you need to check what normal map you want, whether it's inverted or not, but that's a different issue, right? So we got all of that. We're going to go in here and we're going to click OK. We'll give it a sec, and there is our shark. Okay. Now, more importantly, looking at the top right corner here, you see that you have 1, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it goes to 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. These are your UDIM tiles, and I'll prove it to you, because if we click on the little eye icons here and we start to turn off the UDIM tiles, you'll see that parts of our shark will disappear. And maybe it's hard to see, but if I flip this around, you'll see it, right? So I'll turn them back on. You see? And that way you can perfectly work on sections of your shark, and they will all have separate texture file packages. So once you bake all these textures, let's say your normal map and ambient occlusion, a curvature map, and all kind of stuff, it will make a texture map set for each UDIM, right? So that's what UDIMs are. That's how they're used in a nutshell. Of course, this is a very basic tutorial, but hopefully it will help you to understand better, right? So if you got any questions, please let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and see you guys in the next video. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, okay? Thanks guys, bye.